Alrighty guys, welcome back to Star Wars Review. Today I'm reviewing Star Wars The Bad Batch Season 3, Episode 7, Extraction, which was directed by Saul Ruiz and was written by Jennifer Corbett and Matt Michowitz and was released on March 13th, 2024, which the episode released alongside the 6th episode and is a direct follow-up to that episode, which I really enjoyed that one and I continued to really enjoy this one. This one was a lot more action-focused, as we see the clones have to escape the Empire led by Commander Wolf, but also the Clone X Trooper, who I guess is named CX2, which there was some nice action scenes with CX2 and also Crosshair, and there were some nice moments with Wolf. I do wish we got a little more with him, but I'd assume we'll probably end up seeing him again soon. But the episode picks up right where the last one ended off, as we see that CX2 is still alive, as he gets out of the rubble and tries to use his comm thingy, but it isn't working. But we then see the clones make their escape, which Rex reveals this hidden underground passageway, which goes into like the middle of the spire, which he says there's a ship they can get to down there, which doesn't have a hyperdrive, but does have a way they can contact Echo with, as currently their comms are down, but the ship's comms will still be active. But we see Wolf and the Imperials arrive, which while investigating the area, Wolf is surprised to find out that the insurgents they're fighting are other clones, which is when CX2 reveals himself and tells Wolf what happened. But Wolf is upset that CX2 used lethal force against Omega and the clones, as they need to capture Omega alive. And so Wolf says that he's the one who's in charge now and orders all the troopers to set their blasters to stun. But they go inside the base and find that passageway. So Wolf orders the troopers to seal it off, and that they'll take a team to the exit to ambush them. But we see CX2 instead jumping down the hole to follow the clones. But we see Wolf and his team get to the bottom entrance and start going in, which is when Crosshair notices that they're coming. So kind of looks out the little cubby window thing, which is when CX2, who's kind of climbing down like this middle area, surprise attacks them, which Crosshair starts firing at him while the other clones make their way to the ship, which Crosshair then shoots this explosive thingy at CX2, which kind of knocks him down the spire, which Crosshair then makes his way to the ship, which is a small ship but kind of in the middle of the spire. But all the clones get inside the ship, which there is a funny moment where Batcher licks, I think it was the clone Nemec, while Omega tells Nemec that Batcher only bites half the time. So I thought that was funny. But they take off and head for the forest. But CX2 has caught up and shoots at the ship's engine, which obviously causes the ship to crash into the forest. But beforehand, we see Rex send his distress call to Echo. But afterwards, we see Wolf chastise CX2 for jeopardizing the mission by shooting down the ship. But CX2 says he did stop the fugitives from escaping. But we see Wolf send out a search team to find the clones, which we then see the clones get out of the crashed shuttle. And there's a nice moment between Crosshair and Omega, as Crosshair is being overprotective of Omega, and Omega tells him that he's just as bad as Hunter, which he says he's far worse, which I found that moment funny. But we see that Hauser kind of watches over that conversation, but they need to get moving as the Imperials and CX2 are already on their trail, and so they head for the rendezvous spot, which along the way we see Hauser speak with Crosshair, telling him that he sees now that Crosshair has changed, definitely with how he cares for Omega. And so Hauser asks Crosshair what caused this change, which Crosshair tells him that it was loyalty because, loyalty means something to Crosshair, and he realized that the Empire isn't loyal and would dispose of him whenever. And so I like that moment, seeing the two characters start to find some common ground. But we then see Wolf and some troopers investigating the crash site, which Wolf tells them to monitor the comm channels, which he then gets told that CX2 has gone rogue, which he says he'll deal with CX2 afterwards. But we then see the clones continuing to make their way to the rendezvous spot, but they get found by one of the Imperial's shuttles, so we see them take it out along with all the troopers. But afterwards, CX2 has caught up to them and takes out Nemik, and so we see Crosshair spot CX2 and starts shooting at him, which he tells the other clones to go on ahead while he takes care of CX2, which eventually they get close to each other and start, a fist fight, which they then kind of fall into this river, which leads to a waterfall, which, they once again fall down. But there's a little water area, like a pole, I don't know what to call it, right before another waterfall. So they continue their fist fight, which CX2 tells Crosshair that he had a chance to be one of them, which was definitely interesting. I do wonder if we'll get more of this explored later on. But CX2 gets the upper hand and starts to drown Crosshair, which is when Hauser gets there and stuns CX2, who then falls down the waterfall. But in doing so, Crosshair starts to also fall down, but catches himself on a rock. And so Hauser and the others pull him back up. But they then get to the rendezvous spot, but instead of Echo's ship arriving, Wolf's shuttle does. And Wolf confronts the clones, but is surprised to see that, he was going after Rex the whole time, which Rex and also Omega tell him about what the Empire is doing to the clones on Tantiss and whatnot. But Wolf says he's a soldier for the Empire and tells them to turn themselves in, and he'll make sure they have a fair trial, which Rex once again tries to plead with him, telling Wolf that, you're hunting a child, and, he knows that's not who he is. And, Rex says, to Wolf to make the right choice, which is when Echo arrives in his ship, which it seems like Rex's words has gotten to Wolf as he allows them to board Echo's ship and get away, which afterwards Wolf tells the other troopers to recover the fallen clones, and then they'll head out. Like I said, allowing the Rex and the Bad Batch to get away. So it seems like Rex's words actually got to him and whatnot, which I honestly was kind of surprised to see Wolf not join Rex, as we know where Wolf's story heads in Star Wars Rebels and whatnot. So I assume we'll probably get more of Wolf later on this season. But we then get a scene where we see that CX2 is still alive as he makes his way to land and then kind of passes out. But the episode ends in Echo's ship traveling in hyperspace as Hunter and Rex speak with each other, as Hunter apologizes to Rex for the men he lost, which Rex, talks about how he thought the end of the war was going to mean the end of losing more brothers, which Hunter then, tells Rex that the Empire is too strong and that, they can't fight them, which Rex says he won't give up, and then tells Hunter that, he can't either, with the Empire being after Omega, which Rex thinks Omega is vital to whatever they're doing on Tantiss, and that Hunter needs to find out what it is so they can protect Omega, which the episode ends with Hunter thinking on what Rex said as he watches over Omega, which like I said, I quite enjoyed the episode. I liked the action. Obviously that stuff with Wolf I quite enjoyed, and CX2. So I'm definitely interested to see where everything is going with the clones and whatnot. But obviously also now I assume we'll see the Bad Batch kind of try to figure out what's going on with Omega and why the Empire's after her and whatnot. So, I thought it was a good follow-up to the last episode. So, my grade is going to be an A-. So, yeah. But next, I'll review episode 8, Bad Territory, I think it's called. So, you can check that one out then. But, in the meantime, check out my reviews on the first 6 episodes and all my other Bad Batch videos and everything else to do. But it's been Star Wars Review, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.
I thought that the end of the war would mean an end to losing more of our brothers. But I was wrong. We can't just walk away. Not with the Empire imprisoning the kid.
Secure her in a cell.